Let's talk about Prey.
Why do you want to hunt? Because you all think that I can't.
It was supposed to be a group effort review. We filmed the review, had no sound. I do remember the scores that they gave the movie. My initial reaction to Prey was nah. And I'm gonna tell you why. When I was watching the movie spent a huge amount of time telling me that the main character wasn't shit. Then the movie spent another large amount of time showing me that the main character wasn't shit. Then the movie spent time showing me the character throwing an axe at a tree, just to then show me that the result is this character can now kill rabbits. Then immediately after that, showing me that this character can't even shoot a bow and had to be saved by the predator. Then later, the character had to be saved by white folks. So my problem with the movie initially was whoever wrote it didn't like this character very much. There was also one other thing, maybe not the only other thing, but this character is Barbie doll-esque, which is fine, but I'm over it. I've been seeing Barbie dolls be the main protagonist in movies since forever. And the reason why it's been forever is because Hollywood has ridiculous body standards they put on women. We also did a review of Nope, and the gentleman on the left was, when we went to see it together, he was like thumbs up, you know, to the main character for having the dad bod. And I was like, yeah. But if you notice, his female co-star is paper thin. Because if she wasn't, Hollywood wouldn't let her be the female co-star. I mean, do you really believe that all the best actresses only weigh between 110 and 135 pounds?
Nigga, please.
Sure, there are exceptions to the rule, and hopefully there will be more exceptions, but the problem is they're just gonna be exceptions. I've been in meetings with these people who cast, and I hear how they talk. And to give you an example on a PG rated example, is they'll say things like, yeah, she's hot, but her boobs are too big. So yeah, I'd do her, but I wouldn't, you know, that's not marriage material. No, she's hot, but she's a little too chunky. So yeah, I'd do her, but that's not marriage material. She doesn't look the part. That's that line. Look the part. That's that motherfucking line.
If there's one thing I know, it's female stats. I mean, anything bigger than a handful, you're risking a sprained toe, you know, and yeah.
And that annoyed me. So if we get past that, then we go back to, why are you making her look like shit for the whole movie? Okay, now there may be some people, you know, her Comanche brethren, you know, tried to fight her and she was able to pop. Okay, I've sparred a lot of mofos, and I've only been kicked in the head by one person. That person was a child. Why? Because I wasn't finna go ham on a child. All right, let my guard down, got hit in the head with a foot. Now I told him, hey, yeah, she bested that guy or those guys. And do you really think they were going their hardest on her, knowing that her brother would come back and probably be, you know, a little sideways about that? You really think so? Do you think that Buster Douglas, after beating Mike Tyson, was then the best boxer in the world? No, he caught him slipping. In the words of Takeda, even monkeys fall out of trees. So no, that didn't establish, no. Now, if they had kept going with that, hey, but the movie didn't. She can't use a bow. All she can do is kill rabbits. But then the movie tried to show me her being a badass by not giving her an arc as far as getting better at something. Just suddenly she's fighting like Black Widow or the Winter Soldier. And you know how much I hate that shit. Now here's the thing. She ain't shit, right? Okay, she ain't shit. Going off of that then, and because I am a fan of physical continuity, I know that if she can Winter Soldier these Frenchmen, then that means everybody else can. Because out of everybody else, she's the one who ain't shit. Which means that if that had been her brother or any of those other guys and they weren't going easy, they didn't catch them slipping, murked. They would have just murked those Frenchmen. So there we are with that. That explains that. But then I watched it again. And all of that is still true, what I just said. But then I watched it again. And there were things I caught the first time and I was like, are they serious? Are they serious? Here's the other side. The Predator. Spoiler alert. Prey is talking about the Predator. The Predator is prey in this movie. Because this is the dumbest Predator in any Predator movie. They didn't drop him off. They kicked him out. They didn't even give him a gun. And there are people who are like, oh, well, it was way back, way back. No, they mastered interstellar travel. They got guns, dog. They just didn't give this fool a gun because this is a fool. He fights a wolf. Wolf takes a chunk out of him. He fights a bear. The bear kicked his ass.
I don't even want to talk about it no more.
Bear whipped your ass.
Fuck you, man.
And if you hadn't had that gun, she'd still be whipping your ass.
You know, y'all laugh at the wrong shit.
When he fights the Frenchman, which I wish the Frenchmen weren't in the movie. I wish the people who wrote the movie actually had enough faith to just focus on the Native Americans. Hollywood was like, you don't really think we're gonna let y'all have the whole movie, do you? And I know they brought him in just to die. I know that, but it could have just been Native Americans versus Predator. This Predator chops off his own arm, y'all. This Predator's horrible. Remember the first Predator movie when Schwarzenegger kicked the gun out of dude's hand and was like, no! And then he shot at the Predator. You know what the Predator did? It moved. If it had been this Predator would not have survived. Was 1987, whatever it was. Schwarzenegger's team would have completely destroyed this Predator because this Predator can't even duck, dive, dip, dodge. I mean, yes, he did do that sometimes in the movie, but come on, y'all. He was getting jacked up. Her brother was about to kill him. He was like, man, forget this. I got to go invisible and cheat, man. God, I got to go invisible. Whoo, this one dude with no guns and nothing is just, man. How did the one in the Schwarzenegger movie do so well? He had Arnold on the run, but I can't. Man. This Predator just was whack. But saying all that actually makes me like the movie more. Even the guys that kind of jumped Naru, they were doing pretty good against the Predator too. The Predator got his ass whooped almost every fight he was in. He took too much damage. And the reason why is because this Predator is a reject. This Predator is less than. And that's fine. And on the second viewing, I was like, that makes the movie better. That's fine. This is the prey. The Predator is the prey. Her brother told her, you need to hunt something that can hunt you. Okay, you need to go be a predator on something that could predator you. In the other movies, the humans were the prey. That Predator was going around picking folk off that could do damage. In this movie, the Predator does not do that. Watch it. Doesn't do that. If it did, it would have went out after her brother and all this other stuff. It didn't do that. It ended up having to fight her, but probably didn't want. Probably like, shit, I gotta fight this dude. Oh man, I ain't up on my. And then got his ass whooped, and it was like, man, I got you with my. Barely though, barely. I'm gonna have to go in. And to me, that makes this movie really good. I don't think a lot of people are gonna realize what they did with this character in this movie, because at the end of the movie, they give her the freaking staff. They don't even realize that if she is the one in charge, they gonna starve. Because the movie never really changed her character. This is a dire movie. This is a very dark movie, because at the very end credits, the Predators show back up, and we know that in Predator 2, they give Danny Glover that gun, which means they showed up and killed every last. This movie is fucked up. And that's why I'm going from not liking it or not digging it to really liking it. If they did that on purpose, I like the fact that they showed that there are predators that are less than. And this one, hell, even his whole design was different. Whole design was different, right? I like that he shot himself in the head, y'all. And that whole part about, oh, he doesn't kill you if you're unarmed. I wish they did that more in horror movies. Like, just because Michael Myers takes more than 7 seconds to kill somebody, they're like, oh, I guess it's because I'm not. Oh no, you just hadn't got to it yet. Okay, my bad. No, he doesn't walk away and leave you. The French people came, and then it wasn't because you weren't on. I mean, we know, but that was just a big leap for her, because it's like, bam, Frenchman, predator gone. Oh, that's more of a connection than in horror movies. We know that when it comes down to the last person, Ma Tapa usually takes his time any goddamn way. So yeah. But because this movie, wow, it spends a long time telling us she ain't shit. Okay, except for the fact that, yes, she shouldn't be fighting like Winter Soldier or Black Widow. No. The fight choreographer may have had a better idea than that, but the people who paid that person's bills may have said, yeah, that's cool and all, but John Wick is popular. So, you know, because she's like, you know, that's, yeah, no, I don't like the way they treated the main female character. I don't like the whole, you know, Hollywood being so bodyist against women. Because, hey, a man can look any way they want to look in a movie, and it's cool, dog. It's cool. We can have dad bod, we can do whatever we want, and we can be the damn protagonist. We can fight dragons and all types of stuff, and you know, we can look however we want to look and get paid more. Jay gave it a I think as far as a predator. Okay, this is a predator ranking scale. On a predator ranking scale, I believe he gave it a 9. And if not, he'll comment. Damon, on a predator ranking scale, gave it, I think, a 9. And if not, he'll comment. For me, on a predator ranking scale, I'm going to give this one, because that's original, having a stupid ass predator. That's original, having a character who really is terrible at a lot of things, but because it's a stupid predator, but then showing us at the end that gun, and we know who has that gun eventually. That's, man, the balls to do that. Don't make a sequel and then have the predator come down and just, oh, thank you for the gun, I'm gonna give this to Danny. No. I want to know the way it ended. Them predators came down and killed them people. It's sad, but that's how often do we get that? The Mist. I mean, I know there's other ones, but you know what I'm talking about. In movies like this, come on now. I'm gonna give it an 8 on a predator scale. Yes, I will. Now, if I'm ranking my predator movies, predator ranking, what's the best predator movie? Come on. 10, obviously, predator ranking scale. 10 for the first Predator. 9 for Predator 2. What? Predator 2? Let me tell you something. You could take half the people out of Prey and replace them with one Gary Busey. And already.
Lions, the tigers, the bears. Oh my.
I'm having fun. Almost turning the Predator into Prey in that movie. And then you got Prey. And then after that, I'd say Predators. And then after that, I'd say The Predator. I had more fun watching Predators and The Predator than Prey. That don't make them better movies. Took 2 views, though. It took 2 views, but it'll do, donkey. It'll do. So that's Prey. If you ain't seen it, watch it, because it's good. It's got a lot of cliches, but then at the same time, hell no. If you're paying attention. That Predator didn't get dropped off. He got by Felicia. Period.